Here is a statement from Dr. Gilbert Murray, MAD, late, LD, FBA, Professor of Greek at Oxford University. Listen carefully. I'm giving you historical evidence. You don't research, you don't look for knowledge. That is why certain things, it creeps you and you don't even know where to go to because your pastor said so. Research the scriptures. Because the Bible spoke of Bahrain. Those people in the book of Acts, after Paul, the apostle, and Peter have spoken, they go and research in the scriptures and find out if those things they've said is true or not. Therefore, we are researching this to know the truth of the biblical basis, else you will be lost and you didn't know that you are missing. You are lost. You are on the way to perish. Set you free. Let's read. Professor of Greek at Oxford University. He said, who certainly had no axe to grate concerning Christians' thoughts on the Sabbath question. He wrote, now since Mithras was the sun, the unconquered, and the sun was the royal star, the religion looked for a king whom it could serve as a representative of Mithra upon earth. Praise the Lord. I continue. The Roman emperor seemed to be clearly indicated as the true king, in sharp contrast to Christianity. Mithraism recognized Caesar as the bearer of divine grace. It had so much accepted that it was able to impose on the Christian world its own Sunday in place of the Sabbath, its son's birthday, the SUN, the 25th of Christianity in the light of the modern knowledge. You hear this? The professor gave this information. Looking a bit further into historical statement, Dr. William Frederick says the Gentiles were an idolatrous people who worshipped the sun, and Sunday was their most sacred day. Now, in order to reach the people in this new field, it seemed but natural as well as necessary to make Sunday the rest day of the church. At this time, it was necessary for the church to either adopt the Gentiles' day or have the Gentiles change their day. To change the Gentiles' day would have been an offensive and stumbling block to them. The church would naturally reach them better by keeping their day. There it is, friends, a clear explanation by Dr. Frederick as to how this change happened. Another statement, very parallel to this one, is found in the North British Review. Praise the Lord. Let's look at Catholic own. The Catholicism takes credit for the change. The Catholic Church themselves, they take credit for the change of the day of worship from Saturday to Sunday. Let's read. Now, a quote from the Catholic Press. Listen carefully. A quote from the Catholic Press newspaper in Sydney, Australia. Sydney is a Catholic institution, and it claimed to observance can be defended only on Catholic principle. From the beginning to the end of scriptures, there is not a single passage that warrants the transfer of weekly public worship from the last day of the week to the first. You can see their confession. Let's read again. The Catholic Mirror of September 23rd, 1849. The Catholic Mirror newspaper said this, puts it this way: the Catholic Church for over 1,000 years before the existence of the Protestants, by virtue of her divine mission, changed the day from Saturday to Sunday. This is the Catholic Mirror. In the year 1894, September 23rd, the Catholic Mirror brought out this news to point out the clear and claim we are talking about I want to read from two catechisms. First, from the Confessed Catechism of the Catholic Doctrine by Reverend Peter Gaiman. Questioned, which is the Sabbath day? Answer, Saturday is the Sabbath day. Question, why do we observe Sunday instead of Saturday? Answer, we observe Sunday instead of Saturday because the Catholic Church, not God, because the Catholic Church in the Council of Laodicea transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. The Catholic Church transferred the day of worship from Saturday to Sunday. This is from the Catholic owned books. I continue. Secondly, from Reverend Stephen Keenan, Doctoral Catechism was read this. Question, have you any other way of proving that the church has power to institute festivals or precepts? Answer, had she not such power, she could not have done that, in which all modern religious churches agree with her. She could not have substituted the observance of Sunday, the first day of the week, for the observance of Saturday, the seventh day, a change for which there is no scriptural authority. This is from that doctor also. Then from Cardinal Gibbon's book, when you read the Cardinal, whose name is called Gibbon, his book, the question that is in there is from page 179, the question book. It says, if the Bible is the only guide for the church and for Christians, then the Seventh-day Adventist is right in observing Saturday with the Jews. Is it not strange that those who have the Bible, their own teachers, should inconsistently follow in this matter the tradition of the Catholic Church? So he was asking that, is it not even strange that those of us who say we have the Bible, our leaders and teachers, inconsistently they follow the Catholic Church tradition of Sunday worship? I pray God will help us. One more statement taken from the book The Faith of Millions, page 473. I read, but saying Saturday, not Sunday, is specified in the Bible, isn't it curious that non-Catholics who profess to take their religion directly from the Bible and not from the church observe Sunday instead of Saturday? Yes, of course, it is inconsistent, but this change was made about 50 centuries before Protestants were born, and by that time the custom was universal. So you see now, those people who are writing this, the professors and doctors, they are even shocked. Why Sunday churches, they are claiming they know the Bible, they have the Bible, and still they are following the Catholic Church doctrine, and they don't even see it. They have continued the custom even though it rests upon the authority of the Catholic Church and not upon an explicit text from the Bible. That observance remained as a reminder of the mother church, from which the non-Catholic sect broke away like a boy running away from home, but still carrying in his pocket a book of his mother and a lock of her hair. Hallelujah. So you can see the man is saying it's even strange that we are saying that we broke away from a Catholic church, but still we are like a child who left home and say that he has left home forever and ever, but on his way going he's carrying a box, and in the box has a piece of his mother's hair. So you are still having a portion of what belongs to your parents. You are claiming you are running from, still with you. It's so sad. Let's read on to another historical evidence. James Cardinal Gibbon, The Faith of Our Fathers, 88th edition, page 89. He reads, but you may read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you will not find a single line authorizing the sanctification of Sunday. The scriptures enforce the religious observance of Saturday, a day which a day which we never sanctified. Praise the Lord. Stephen King, A Doctrinal Catechism, 3rd edition, page 174. He said, question: have you any other way of proving that the church has power to institute festivals or precepts? Answer: had she not such power, she could not have done that which all modern religion observe with her, as she could not have instituted the observance of Sunday, the first day of the week, for the observance of Saturday, the seventh day, a change for which there is no scriptural authority. I read again from John Locke's A Course in Religion for Catholic High Schools and Academies, 1936, volume 1, page 51. Some theologians have held that God likely directly determined the Sunday as the day of worship in the new law, that he himself has especially instituted the Sunday of the Sabbath. But this theory is now entirely abandoned. It is now commonly held that God simply gave his church the power to set aside whatever day or days she should deem suitable as holy days. The church chose Sunday, the first day of the week, and in the course of time added other days as holy days, just as we have the Good Friday when they are about to have their Easter and then all that. Another reference here is from Daniel Ferris. The edition is Manual of Christian Doctrines, 1916, page 67. Question is: how prove you that the church has power to command feasts and holy days? Answer: by the very act of changing the Sabbath into Sunday, which Protestants allow of, and therefore they fondly contradict themselves by keeping Sunday strictly and breaking most other feasts commanded by the same church. You see now, so they are even mocking the Protestants who say they've come out from the Catholic Church, but still they were holding on to Sunday as the rigid and the only day we must meet and then serve God. Just as we see your church now fellowshipping on Sunday. I pray God will have mercy on you. Come out from among them and God will save you. James Cardinal Gibbon, Archbishop of Baltimore, in 1877 to 1921, in a signed letter, he said this: is Saturday the seventh day according to the Bible and the Ten Commandments? I answered, is Sunday? I answer, yes. Is Sunday the first day of the week, and did the church change the seventh day, Saturday, for Sunday? I answer, yes. Did Christ change the days? I answer, no. Faithfully yours, J. Card Gibbon. I pray God will help us. The Catholic Mirror, official publication of James Cardinal Gibbon, September 23rd, 1893. The Catholic Church, by virtue of her divine mission, changed the day from Saturday to Sunday. Hallelujah. Then Catholic Virginian, October 3rd, 1947, page 9, article. To tell you the truth, for example, now nowhere in the Bible do we find that Christ or the apostles ordered that the Sabbath be changed from Saturday to Sunday. We have the commandment of God given to Moses to keep holy the Sabbath day. That is the seventh day of the week, Saturday. Today, most Christians keep Sunday because it was being revealed to us by the Roman Catholic Church outside the Bible. I pray you know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Another one, God will help you to know the truth. Martin J. Scott, Things Catholics Are Asked About, 1927, page 136, wrote this. Nowhere in the Bible is it stated that worship should be changed from Saturday to Sunday. Now the church is instituted by God's authority Sunday as the day of worship. This same church, by the same divine authority, taught the doctrine of purgatory long before the Bible was made. We have therefore the same authority for purgatory as we have for Sunday. Do we hear now? That is it. Peter R. Kramer, Catholic Church Extension Society, 1975, Chicago, Illinois. Regarding the change from the observance of the Jewish Sabbath to the Christian Sunday, I wish to draw your attention to the facts. 1. The Protestants, who accept the Bible as the only rule of faith and religion, should by all means go back to the observance of the Sabbath. The fact that they do not, but on the contrary, observe the Sunday, satisfy themselves in the eyes of every thinking man. The point 2, we Catholics do not accept the Bible as the only rule of faith. Beside the Bible, we have the living church, the authority of the church as a rule to guide us. We say this church is instituted by Christ to teach and guide man through life, has the right to change the ceremonial laws of the Old Testament, and hence we accept her change of the Sabbath to Sunday. Do you hear that? That is the Catholic Church speaking to you. T. N. Wright, CSSR, in the lecture at Hartford, Kansas, February 18, 1884, he said this: I have repeatedly offered $1,000 to anyone who can prove to me from the Bible alone that I am bound to keep Sunday holy. There is no such law in the Bible. It is a law of the Holy Catholic Church alone. The Bible says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. The Catholic Church says, no. By my divine power, I abolish the Sabbath day and command you to keep holy the first day of the week. And lo, the entire civilized world bow down in reverence, obedience to the command of the Catholic Church. I pray God will help you.